And for those of you who missed unusual option activity on the halftime report, because my friend Jim Cramer jumped into the seat and just went at it. Love you, Jimmy. You can do that anytime you want because you are the man and you do a fabulous job. But because of that, we didn't get to hit unusual option activity on the show. So now I am presenting for you right now fresh, unusual activity. Let's get to it, folks. First, the disclaimer. This is presented for educational and informational purposes only. Full stop. You can read the rest of it on your own. Intellectual property. Yes, we have patents. We have trademarks. These are algorithms that Pete, my brother, and I created, and they're owned solely by us. If you'd like to use anything that I present here, just ask me. I'll probably say yes. Haven't turned too many people down. So please just ask and cite us if indeed you use it. Thank you. First step, if you want to get started in trading, well, let's say that you're a new Robin Hoodster and you're following Dave Portnoy. Pretty good trader, obviously. He's made some nice money, made some bold moves. Well, if you're following Stool Presidente and you don't know much about options, or you're new even to stock, what better place to start than with us? We have stock, options, futures, cryptocurrency courses online. You can do them at your own pace, any time of the day or night. It's great for people who are working from home, and that's why we have record numbers of folks, and yet we're able to accommodate so many more. If you'd like to join, just go to marketrebellion.com/get started. You will thank me for it. Bang. So, talked about Seagate yesterday. Drives and so forth, storage devices. Seagate, bullish call buying. Stock was $49.44. Against the backdrop of a 2% sell-off for the NASDAQ. Where is Seagate today? Tech stock is up 60 cents. It is through $50 a share. Was as high as $50.82 this morning, which emphasizes why you have to be nimble in this market. So, as you know, yesterday I talked about a couple different ways to trade this one. This is one of those. On the left side of your screen, you see what were then at the money calls, the 49.50 calls that expired July 31st. These calls closed yesterday at 210. The July 51.50s, $2 separates these two strikes. So that is a $2 bull call spread if it's done 1-to-1, which is what I did. This one closed yesterday being worth what? Difference between $2.10 and $1.24. So let's call it like 86 cents. I think we paid 80 for it yesterday, or right around that number. Then it has moved up today a little bit, not huge, but now today it is worth the difference between 132 and 221. So it's been moving up. One of the reasons we did this is that it addresses both time decay and volatility compression, Vega and Theta, both of them addressed with this. You want to learn more about those concepts? Check out marketrebellion.com/get started. But that's where we are right now today. You see the volumes and where the trade is right now. The trade, by the way, has already been today as high as $1. What would that be? $1.07. So we were up at one time 27 cents on an 80-cent investment. So in other words, $80 for every spread. We've made $27 so far on the highs of the day today. I did not take it off, still have all of it, and still like it, especially on a down day that we're going up in this one. KTOS, this would have been one of the stocks that I talked about for unusual option activity at noon today, Eastern time, on the halftime report. But we didn't get to for the reasons I mentioned. We ran out of time. So KTOS, August 25 calls with the stock at approximately $18 or $17.88 a share. That's kind of a big deal that they're buying $7 out of the money calls. Now, they could be doing it for a host of reasons. One, they expect the stock to make a somewhat dramatic move. Possible, of course. Two, they expect a move in the short term that doesn't take a lot to turn a 30-cent option into a 60-cent option. You just doubled your money. So that's another possibility. These, again, are regular August 21 calls. They are the first expiration on the screen for Kratos Defense. And these guys are like drones and other kinds of military stuff that they provide. So the AUG 25 calls are right now trading for 25-cent bid, offered at 30 cents. So they're right about where they were when I cited this. The stock, let me see, where is the stock right now? Let me get you a reading on the stock. It is at $18, so it's virtually unchanged. Call it 12 cents higher than when we talked about it. Earnings are the end of July, second to last day. Next Thursday will be the 30th of July. And plenty of time for us to turn a nice profit in these. They are moving higher. The stock is moving higher. The options, bang. So I'm in these as well at 25 cents. There's a little graphic of where it has been so far today. Let's take a look at Tupperware, our second of our 3 at 3 today. Tupperware. You think people are buying this because maybe more and more of us have stuff that we're putting away in the fridge and we need to have some container for it? Maybe. Tupperware was $7.93 when we saw this at 10:22 in the morning. 5,400 of these calls trading for, let's say, $1.60. That's a pretty big trade. Earnings are next Wednesday before the open. Tupperware, the calls, the September 8 calls. So I'm just going to move them out to September here now, see where how we're doing here. So we are in for $1.60. Those calls right now are trading at $2.25. So $1.60, so we're already up, let's call it 65 cents. So that's $65 on a $150 investment. Haven't taken it off yet. I like the move that the stock made. Second quarter conference call webcast, again, will be next week. So be tuned in for that. As far as volume, now these are up to 6,400 contracts have traded. And one of the trades that I'll tell you about that I would like to do here is I like the opportunity to, for instance, sell the 9 calls against these. So what are those September 9 calls? Glad you asked. Haven't done it yet, but those September 9 calls are $1.60 bid offered at $1.95. So think about this, folks. You could have all of your risk off the table if you paid $1.60 like I did, and you decided to sell these calls for $1.60. You have the right to take it from somebody, and you paid $1.60 for that at $9 a share. I'm sorry, $8 a share. Sorry, 8 calls. You sold the 9 calls for $1.60. That would mean that somebody has the right to take it from you at $9. So you have the right to buy it at 8. Somebody else has the right to take it from you at 9. And what would that have cost you? Zero. Why is that? That's because you paid $1.60. If you receive $1.60 for these, that means you're into the trade for nothing. If the stock is $9 or higher, this trade goes to $1. So in other words, you turned $0. How does that sound? Sounds pretty good to me. So keep an eye on it. You've got to be flexible with these things. And in fact, since earnings are next week, you might get a chance to sell something else against this next week. Bang. Take a look now for our third of the 3 at 3 as we look at Tupperware as it makes that big move today from under $8 a share to $9.60 or so on the highs of the day. Now it's trading $9.15. Third of our 3 at 3, Micron. Love this one. Micron, the 54 calls were bought for 55 cents up to 83 cents. That's $55 to $83 for each and every one of these. I highlighted this on our blog after our guys were already in it and said, guys, here's another stock that is moving up against a down market. Stock was 52.58 in the morning. It's 52.62 right now, so it's literally same spot. The 31st of July expiration calls, which you know because it's got 331 in front of July, so it's not regular July. Those expired last week. This is not this week's that expire tomorrow. These are the 54 calls for next week. So those 54 calls that expire next week are trading for, did I get that right? No, there we go. I was going to say that didn't seem right. Sorry. So I'm into these for 75 cents. These calls that expire next week are right now trading at about that same level. 76 cents offered at 79 cents. However, it's no longer 2,200 contracts. It's now 25,000 contracts. That's right, 25,000. 25,000 contracts. That's a lot of trading, folks. I'm sure some of you Robin Hoodsters are in there with us. So, couple things to be aware of. One, time decay again, theta. Second, volatility compression. Both of those could hurt you. So what I would say is keep an eye on this. If we start getting a rally and you can sell a higher strike call against this, this is not an earnings play because the earnings are estimated in September on the 24th. This is instead just a straight out directional play, somebody betting the stock goes higher. They've been right so far, even if it's to a small extent. I think they'll be right into next week. And I want to be nimble then because the stock will only, the options rather, will only have 5 days to trade after tomorrow. So right now we've got 6 days to trade for Micron 31st of July expiration. Bang! As always, folks, there's that 28,000. You believe that? Now it's up to 28,000. Oh, whoops. That's Mattel. Sorry about that. Woo! Mattel. This is a fresh one. Mattel was my final trade today. Did this one for the final trade because we had to do something fast, and I saw these picking up volume. And Mattel was also up against a down tape. Look at that open interest column. That's the far column over to the right. That's how many were opened and not closed since they listed these options, these July options. Well, that's a lot of volume, folks, 28,000. I like it. I'm in it. And let's see where it goes. Right now, the stock's trading at $11.62. Again, I am Jon Najarian. You want to know more about how we do what we do, not just the intellectual property, but all these different trades that we put up on our site throughout the day, maybe 20 trades or more in a day. If that's too much for you, that's okay. You go to marketrebellion.com/UOA. We've got a bunch of different offerings. This is just one of those, unusual option activity, UOA. That's multiple trades per day. We have another that's just one trade per day. We have another service that's one trade per week. We've got Cash Flow Portfolio from my brother Pete, where he talks about his favorite stocks for cash flow, dividend, and options against those stocks that he owns and so forth in the Cash Flow Portfolio. You can see all about all of that at marketrebellion.com. You want the unusual activity, type in marketrebellion.com/UOA. Thank you, folks. I hope you have a great evening. It's been a great day, and I'm looking forward to being back in the saddle tomorrow. I'll see you then.